like in Kansas City, people going there to Google and entrepreneurs are actively going there and renting these small houses because they know they can get gigabit internet. So it can be a big attraction.
It's also water. It's also
Electricity.
Well,
so you're thing I have told them really well. Instead of saying some group,
Intern in the back there.
small business,
Our only problem is
meeting space, small business.
Yeah, some of us were kind of
More collaborative work. No, that's not something that was going on in and it's a big help to small companies, especially when the economy started in 2008 and people wanted to give up office space or whatever. And alone a lot of the time, where in going into shared workspaces, that kind of thing, a lot of sharing of ideas. So that's just one example. Again, it's a message and having people be aware of that kind of innovation and creating value.
Economic development is brand new, hasn't been here yet, but had that development. Now, within the is where I reside because I speak now, so I have almost over 20 years in the game, so to speak, and
Trying to keep a guy
including Livermore and
here in Santa Cruz to do just that. Problem is, it's hard to pay him what he's worth. He's probably worth $80,000 out of school, and so he's a very unusual guy. Not 40,000, not 50,000, but 80,000 if he went over the hill. He doesn't want to do that, but it's going to take something more than what I can afford to keep him here.
I think that's really the question that we're trying to answer right now. What are those things that would keep you here, that would enable you to keep him here, or that you wouldn't have to do step
The challenge is a big thing to him in living conditions. He comes from Santa Rosa, so two places he likes, Santa Rosa and here. So while he likes the job, he's doing it. But I really think he deserves to be competitive with the salary. It's not just salary, but I think it's the lifestyle. So he would trade off money for the lifestyle.
I mean, I think also to answer your question, focusing on those businesses who are already here and are already here for a reason, and are often clusters, you're really doing two things. You're trying to focus on those primary employers and how they can expand and add jobs right away. But you're also focusing on what are your industry, your strengths, right? Is it game design? Is it the fact that the ocean's nearby? Is it organic? And it's the combination of the focus on the primary employer and the clusters of the like primary employers that you then try and build upon to both add jobs and attract either businesses that can support those businesses or like-minded businesses to sort of build up
help with technology transfer and innovation.
strengths.
Because right now I don't know if it's
And more has done that in organic.
on the list of what it's known.
right. So it seems like the gap is there is a desire, right? So the desire's there of the people who have these innovative ideas.
That's right.
The gap is finding a way, a process in which to support that, So we have the people, we have the goal. This is the area. It's getting this to this, and this is community support, this is processes, these are businesses that can support giving, like I heard, legal advice, things like that, how to start up your company. Now, how do you go about taking an idea and getting it to commercialization? Just that is like business 101 type of housing.
It's tough. It's tough.
But I think that's a key thing that you can make money with on a worldwide.
Interesting research that is telling the story. So, you finding this out, getting that information about the tape industry, there's probably a lot of these places that where things exist and we just don't share that. And so when you talk about they're not going out and recruiting, but they do a really good job of sharing their story, and so it just gets around and becomes instant that's what they're good at or that's what they're known for, and then other people want to so that
It wasn't always a great city of entrepreneurs. It could have gone the way, I hate to say it, it's my hometown, Hartford. It could have really disintegrated. And if it wasn't for the cohesiveness of people driving the mission, absolutely driving desire and entrepreneurial work sound organically, what was possible from the university is also just people.
They were focused on white collar businesses. So there was some very specific
Part about messaging, between messaging too. And I think our biggest advantage compared to areas that we're right next to now. And I mean, I can tell you the culture of innovation at Stanford, there's a slew of young kids in the valley that want to get in on the innovation culture. So how do we define Santa Cruz as a unique place within that innovation culture? So, why don't we hold like marine tech challenges or marine sports events, right? We invented the wetsuit. Why aren't we like sponsoring the next generation? That can be something that brings all of those great thinkers here for something that we can do only here, right? You can't do it with 3 feet of water, right?
Yeah, but we have everything that attracts you, right? We have the ocean, we have everything that
Yeah, like I use Ryan when around at one point, right? We're sort of trying to tell the story of Santa Cruz and like why maybe it would make sense to do a summer internship here, what kind of companies we have here that are looking for interns or hiring at some point.
then it really is makes for a very rich.
In the context of this, is the question somewhat somehow
if you just sort of go and talk about anybody, you're not going to come up with what you want.
how, as a result of this trip, this group here,
And if it's done well,
focus on
then you come up with political
Well, I'm sure other people have different ideas, but if, for instance, just even putting out two that
I think that's where it has to happen. You don't have we're sort of balkanized politically. Also with all the jurisdictions. One thing that Fort Collins did was they said, we set aside sort of this city, that city, the other city. It was like, it's good economic.
Well, ragging's not organized.
Good food.
that's
Yeah.
No worry about the boundary. We're worried about
That's right.
Say the same story, have the same spin all the time, so it gets heard. You just have one person saying it, it doesn't have a voice, there's thousands of people saying it. But they all have to have the same mindset of what they're trying to say. You almost have to write the script for that to be able to be consistent and highlight
What might change that is if there's critical mass. If there's a critical mass of small companies, then it will be more valuable to stay here just because of the ability for employees to move around, but also to exchange ideas. And if Santa Cruz gets to that point, then it'll be sucking companies from other towns. So obviously, Santa Cruz can't do that in very many fields. We can probably do that in one field.
It was interesting to see in the data that Bill put together afterwards that the largest private employer in Boulder County many jobs